Chosen ones are able to make the best out of what they have in whatever situation. See, a lot of people don't understand how chosen ones can have a little bit of resources but still are able to perform at a high level and still are able to use their gifts, talents, and abilities and also walk in their calling at the same time. A lot of people think that chosen ones are supposed to wait till they have the state of the art equipment and have all this different type of high tech fancy editing equipment and all this other stuff to create their business or create their online entrepreneurship, and that's not the truth. Like, chosen ones understand that the biggest corporations, the biggest companies were built in a conference room or built in a garage or built in a car. Like, the biggest corporations, the biggest businesses started in a small building. They didn't start off in these big old massive buildings or massive skyscrapers or anything like that. They started from a small starting point and then they shot up like a rocket. And that's what you're going to be doing, chosen ones. You are starting off at as this small fish in this big pond, but you're learning from all the other big fish and big business people and big entrepreneurs online, and you are taking a little piece of their knowledge and their wisdom and their business tactics, and you are using their tactics and their business savviness, and you are adding it to your business and entrepreneurship bag, and it's going to make you better and elevate at a whole totally different level. And people don't understand that chosen ones can have little to no support, little to no equipment, little to no advanced equipment to be able to make things make things get done and get it done so effortlessly and so beautifully. Like, chosen ones to be recording on their phones, man. People think that we have these big old high tech cameras and stuff like that and all this different, lighting and stuff like that. No, we just know how to make the best of what we have. And we grew up making the best of what we have. See, chosen ones, I grew up having to make the best out of what I had. Like, growing up, I didn't always have the best, the best clothes, the best shoes, the best schooling, the best education system. Like, I, I didn't grow up having the best parents. Shit, hell, I was in foster care for 14 years before I was adopted. So it's like chosen ones didn't always have the best in life, but we made the best out of what we had. And that was the most important thing, is that you're not going to always have everything that you want or have everything that you need to be successful. But it's about you being creative and using that raw creativity that you have to make your situation more abundantly. Like, everybody didn't start off with a whole bunch of high tech equipment and stuff like that, and especially not chosen ones. We started off way harder and with way less than most, and we ended up on on an equal level of success or even more success than people we looked up to. And it's because we aren't afraid to learn from others. We aren't afraid to ask others for help or ask others for entrepreneurship ideas or tricks or how to become business savvy. We're not afraid to research. We're not afraid to revamp what we are doing. We aren't afraid to go back to the drawing board. We aren't afraid to remap our creative vision. We aren't afraid to improve our business model or our business plan. And that's what makes chosen ones so great. And people often sit back and they wonder like, wow, the monitoring spirits that watch you are in shock. Your family members are in shock. Your friends are in shock. The people who you don't even mess with no more are in shock. They all are in shock because they thought that you were over with. They thought that you were dead. They watched you have nothing. They watched everything get stripped away from you. Everything they watched everything get taken away from you, and you still ended up doing everything with little to no help at all and little to no resources, but you were able to use what you had to become so much more abundant and so much more prosperous and so much more and so much more and create so much more opportunities for yourself. And people are in shock, but what little do they understand is that you were born and raised that way. Like, you were raised not having a lot. You were raised not, having the best resources. And as you got older, yes, you got those resources. Yes, you were able to get a chance to see and have the finer things in life. But ultimately, that that sense of making the best of what you have and um making the best that what you have do is always gonna stick with a chosen one. No matter what kind of storm, no matter what kind of chaos, no matter what kind of season of being down and out, that we are in, we still make the best of our situations. We still make what we have work for us. And that's how chosen ones survive. That's how chosen ones evolve. And the best thing for a chosen one is that we dive in head first. We're not afraid to dive in head first into whatever we want to do or whatever we want to create. We dive in head first and we just go. We don't too much try to overcomplicate things or overthink things or try to be perfect, because like I said, the biggest corporations were built in a bathroom, built in a built built in a when I say built in a bathroom, like a idea or a business model came to a successful entrepreneur in that moment in time, and then they acted on it, and then it blew up. When I say, um, the best businesses or the best inventions came from a garage, they simply, you know, got creative, they were able to tap into the highest creative flow state, and they were able to create things, and they were able to profit off of what they created. What they created not only helped them, but helped humanity, helped society, helped the collective as a whole. And that's what you are doing as well, chosen. You are also out here creating, evolving, transforming, and performing your gifts, and being and performing that uncut and raw creativity about yourself. Like, you aren't afraid to express the artistic side of you. And that's the most important part. That's the most important thing, is that you continue to create, you continue to use your gifts, talents, and abilities, and over time you are going to evolve. You are going to have that Mount Rushmore round of applause, because people have seen your transformation. They have seen you start from rock bottom and make your way all the way up to the mountaintop. And it's more so about the journey. It's more so about continuously evolving and continuously getting better at what you do. And I'm proud of you for, not having a lot, but making the best out of what you have and making it work for you, and letting it help you, letting yourself and your circumstances and the things that you have get you to the next level. You are very, very inspirational. I know I'm very inspirational, but I know there's others out there that are very inspirational and are going to be very successful because they made the best out of their situation, and they made the best out of what they had, and they didn't make any